Hello, outstanding kids. Welcome to yet another exciting ICT class. I want to welcome everybody back to class because this class promises to be exciting and also interesting. Today, we will be looking at very interesting topic because in our last class, we have looked at so many wonderful topics. Today's topic is the introduction to Scratch programming. In our last class, we looked at the introduction to Code Studio, in which we told you that the Code Studio have about 4 different areas, which is the instruction area, the workspace area, the toolbox area, and the play area. So today, we will learn how we can use this Scratch program to work in our Code Studio. In this class, we will be looking at the meaning of Scratch. We will look at the Scratch programming, the meaning of program, bug, and debug, and how we can debug a program. First of all, what is Scratch? When we say Scratch, we don't say to scratch your body. No, Scratch is a block-based programming language that is used to teach children how to code. We have different programming language, but the one that is very useful for teaching children how to code is the Scratch program. Now, the Scratch program uses blocks. That is why we have something like the move forward block, the turn left block, the turn right block. Yeah, why? Because it's a Scratch program. It uses blocks. That is why we say that it's a block-based programming language. We have so many other examples of programming language like the Python, like the Java, but the one that is best suitable for teaching kids how to program, which is very simple and easy to use, is the Scratch programming. We have so many examples of Scratch, so many wonderful examples of Scratch, like the move forward block is an example of Scratch, the turn left block, the turn right block, the repeat block, and even the conditional block. All these are examples of Scratch programs. Now, some of these examples include, like I said, the set background color block, the turn right block, the turn left block, move forward block, set color block, even our repeat block. All these blocks, we are going to be looking at them during our class subsequently. Also, we need to ask ourselves, we have been talking about program. What really is program? Now, before you start using a Scratch, you need to know what a program is, because it is the program that helps you to make a Scratch to move. It is a program that helps a Scratch to perform. Programs, they are set of instructions that are given to a computer to perform. Now, the computer is all-knowing, yes, but without you giving it an instruction, it will just be there looking at you. It's just like you have a car, a very beautiful car. Without you putting on the car and moving the car and directing the car on where to go to, the car does not drive itself. The same thing with the computers. They don't act themselves. They need instructions from you and I. So, these instructions that are given to the computer to perform are called programs. Now, when we give instructions to a computer, the act of us writing these codes, writing this instruction, is called programming. While you and I, who write these instructions for the computer to perform, we are called programmers. We are called what? Yes, we are called programmers. So a programmer is a person that gives instruction to a computer. There are so many programmers around the world. Would you like to be one of the best programmers in the world? I bet you will want to be. So programmers are people who write different programs. Now, when writing programs, we encounter so many errors because there's an adage that says practice makes perfect. So it is not the first time of writing a program that you may just get the program once. You may try and fail and try again. Now, when writing a program, we encounter some errors. These errors are called bugs. They are called what? Bugs. So bugs are errors that are found in a program when coding. When we are coding, we find so many bugs, so many errors. And when we see these errors, the program may not be able to work perfectly. It's just like you have a dog that is that one leg is having problem, the dog will not be able to run because it's encountering a very serious deformity from the leg. But when you notice that the leg of the dog has a problem, what will you do? Yes, you try to fix the leg. You try to treat the leg. So finding and fixing errors or bugs are called debugging. Debugging means when we find these errors and we fix them, it's called what? Debugging. There are so many bugs in our program that can make the program not to function. Sometimes we will do a program, we'll code in our code studio and it's telling you errors. It means that there's something that is wrong with your code. So what will you do? You debug. Now, when we talk about debug, there are so many ways we can debug, but I'm just going to give you a few ways how to debug a program. Like I said, we have so many ways of debugging a program, but I'm just going to give you one way. Number one, read the instruction that is provided at the instruction area in the Code Studio. Remember in our last class, we talked about the areas in the Code Studio, and we said that one of these areas, which is the first area we must look at, is the instruction area. Now, when we want to debug, the first area we should always read first. We need to know the instruction so that we will know if it is really a bug or if it is not. So you read the instruction that is provided in the instruction area of the Code Studio. Now, after doing that, you should always check for the bug in the program. After writing a program and you find out that there are bugs, check for it. This can be done either through the play area or the workspace area. The workspace area is where we have coded. The play area is what displays our code. So we can check either the play area or the workspace area to see where these bugs are. Now, if we are able to identify this bug, what should we do? Then you debug. The blocks can either be returned or it can be removed. Now, when we say returned, if we want to return the blocks, we simply carry the block, drag and drop it in the toolbox area. If you find any bug, then debug. Blocks can be returned back to the toolbox area. Like I said, either dragging and dropping it back to the toolbox area or removing it and keeping it in a separate place. Now, that is how it's very easy to debug. That is how we are going to debug in class. So this is where we are going to be calling it off in this wonderful class. I believe that you have achieved something today by learning how we could debug, what a program is, who is a programmer, the act of writing a program, and above all, what is Scratch. Like we all said, coding is fun. I want all of us to try as much as possible to complete our online assignment and quiz. We will see in our next class. Thanks for listening. Bye.